saying on the other songs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Effizode 444. It's Friday, January 11th, 2013, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on Earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus we have the segment Into an Interview, where we hear part 2 of my interview with wonderful singer-songwriter Stacy Clark.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And yesterday we talked about monuments turning into parks, and today there's something that's a little bit more of a lark.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
There was a monument that was stolen in the town of Petaluma, a large bronze plaque, and it really makes me fuma because it was honoring those that died in the Vietnam War. So I don't get it. But within hours of the story getting out, it looks like they're raising money to replace it. $9,000 to construct a more secure monument.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I guess they can melt down the bronze piece, but if you were someone that would buy that, you'd be an idiot.
Mike's
I mean, come on.
Daily
You would kind of notice
Podcast.
that this was some kind of historical piece of memorabilia that should not be melted down. But I guess there are idiots in this world. Oh, look who just walked in.
I'm not. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what,
What?
I'm really sad that the lovely Britney Spears has decided to quit the X-Files.
You mean the X Factor?
Whatever. She should be on television more often. I miss her pretty face.
I thought you liked my pretty face.
Your face is much prettier, Benita.
That's good that you say that, because otherwise I was going to have to put my butt in your mouth.
Your what?
My butt.
Your butt?
No, my boot.
Okay, we'll learn how to talk. Ow! Okay, your fist doesn't feel any nicer.
My fish.
Your fist. We gotta learn how to talk better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, look who else is walking in.
Hello there, Mike. I am the Brewmaster. I make the 8-beer boy.
Brewmaster, are you sad about Britney Spears leaving the X Factor?
The what?
X Factor is a TV show on television that nobody is watching.
Oh, yeah. I make my 8-beer.
Okay, now I'm talking about something else other than your root beer. Apparently, it's lost a lot of ratings, and Simon Cowell got really upset and fired Britney Spears, but Britney Spears is saying, no, I'm quitting and focusing on music. Because, oh, she's so good at that, making music. 1 or 2 or 3 good songs every couple of centuries. But do you really think she's going to focus on music, Brewmaster?
I think she should focus on my 8-beer.
Quit trying to sell your root beer on my show.
I'm just telling you that I don't know what you're talking about, but Britney Spears sounds like someone that should buy my 8-beer.
Mark, I'm surprised that L.A. Reid is also leaving the show.
People either leave the show or they get fired from the show. The Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls and the Paula Abdul getting fired. It's crazy. Simon Cowell's he's like a Mitt Romney.
Are you saying that because he's Mormon?
No, Simon Cowell's not Mormon. He just likes to fire people.
Oh, yeah, Mitt Romney likes to fire people. Well, people need to be fired, Mike. It's true. Let me give you an example. You're fired.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Because that gives you incentive to work harder.
Okay, it also makes me laugh because you can't fire me because this is my show. That's why it's called Mike's Daily Podcast, not the Disgruntled Fiddle Player's Daily Podcast.
Actually, that would be a better name.
Okay, I kind of agree with you.
Mike, we gotta go and take some speech lessons. Bye, all, bye, bye. A-E-I-O-U.
All right, well, if you think that Simon Cowell is a mad, crazy Donald Trump firing guy, or if you think that there should be more security around all monuments, or if you're having a tough time trying to figure out where Petaluma is, you can comment by Elaining me. Is that what I was going to say? Elaine from Seinfeld? Elaining me? Oh, Elaine. All right. There's a character on Seinfeld named Elaine, played by the lovely Julie Louise-Dreyfus. If you can email me, though, at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the segment Email from Email. We also have a website, mikesdailypodcast.com. Go there, where you can go to find links to where to find us on iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. When you do that, more people actually find out about us. It's pretty remarkable that happens. Also, you can go there to find where to find us on Twitter, Facebook, Yelp, YouTube, and also if you would like to sponsor the show or be a guest on the show, there's a link to tell you where to go for that. All at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com.
Into an interview.
We're talking with Stacy Clark. She is an amazing singer-songwriter. It's so good to talk to. We were going to talk to you, I think, on, was it Monday? And then you were in the studio. What are you doing in the studio, Stacy Clark?
Well, I'm actually doing like a lot of songwriting actually for other artists and getting my album ready. So I have a new album coming out soon, and all those details you're just going to have to wait in excitement for. But lots of exciting things happening, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm in the business of songwriting as well as being an artist, and you never know like what's going to hit or not. But I've been working on some potential, hits for some bigger artists. So it's really exciting, and when they ask you to come in and write, you do it.
Wow, and you've done some duets as well with other artists?
Yeah, some of my friends in the past, which I'm also going to be doing some future collaborations with, Tom from the White Tees, my good friend Andrew McMahon. He's actually in a band now, Andrew McMahon. He used to be in Jack's Mannequin and Something Corporate. And then also on my first record, Apples and Oranges, not my first, but technically speaking, Tim Pagnota from Sugarcult sang on it, and Aaron Marsh used to be in the band Copeland.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, we're all connected. It's like high school all over.
That is, wow, those are some amazing, talented people you're performing with. If you could do a duet with anyone that you haven't done a duet with, who would you like to do it? Living or dead?
See, it's so hard. I mean, I have to give you a couple people. Like, I can't just pick one. I'd be, like, thrilled with, like, any of them.
Sure.
But I definitely have to say Stevie Nicks.
Oh, yeah.
She's my girl. I love her. So definitely would love to Stevie Nicks. I love Bjork. I would love to do a duet with Bjork. I mean, she's just such an amazing artist and force to be reckoned with, and her voice and even, everything she does is just so amazing. And also, I love Gwen Stefani. I love No Doubt. I'm a big, I think they're amazing songwriters and have a lot to offer. And, yeah, so, and obviously, I mean, John Lennon or Paul McCartney, but, I think I'd have to, like, sell both my kidneys to get Paul McCartney to write with me, which I'm willing to do. Just kidding.
That's the going rate now for recording with Paul McCartney. You have to give a kidney, I guess.
Give a kidney. Well, it's so hard because there are so many amazing singer-songwriters from, Dolly Parton to James Taylor, you name it. And, there's the old school, the new school, and, Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie. I think he's a really brilliant lyricist. And Connor from Bright Eyes, I think, he's really great. I mean, there's so many amazing singer-songwriters. I love Feist, I love St. Vincent. I don't know, there's so much music. So when you pin it down to, like, pick one, I mean, probably be, like, Stevie Nicks or Paul McCartney. Anyone else would just be, like, a bonus,
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Sarah McLachlan was a big influence on you or inspired you to start writing music. Have you ever met her?
I've never met her. I did meet Sheryl Crow, and that was kind of surreal because her CD was my first CD. I got her and Melissa Etheridge CD, like, at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And when I met Sheryl, I mean, she's just, like, this tiny little thing. I mean, just gorgeous. She, really kind, and it's just weird. I mean, it's, like, normal. It's like you're just these normal people, but in your head, you're like, wow, like, I grew up listening to your music, and I still listen to your music, and it's just really awesome to meet people that you respect, and kind of surreal, I feel very lucky, but yeah, it was really cool. I didn't meet Sarah, but maybe someday.
I saw on your Facebook you also met Jason Lee and David Spade.
Yeah, well, I've met, because I live, right outside Los Angeles, so I go to a lot of different, like, events and stuff, and I actually went to Tony Hawk. He has the stand-up for skate parks. It's a private event every year, and it helps, donations for these skate parks to help build all over the United States. So it gives kids like a place to go and an outlet, which is amazing because I actually I was skateboarding in high school as well. And in Buffalo, there wasn't really any skate parks. Now there are, which is great. But it was just such like a cool thing to go to. And Jimmy Eat World was playing, and they're like my favorite band, and I've seen them like a million times. But their album, Believe in What You Want, they have this like DVD, and when you watch it, it's just like so inspiring, and just seeing them go from like this, indie punk rock band to making it big time. But it's been really interesting, and I don't know, I love so many songs off their Clarity album. It's my absolute favorite. But anyway, so I went to this event, and I got to meet like Jim from Jimmy Eat World, and I was totally like a little girl in a candy shop. Like, I'm not one to like lose words, and I usually know what I want to say, but I was, oh my God, just the biggest fan. I don't even care. It's like, when you really respect someone in writing, it's just like, what do you say to them? It's like, okay, I've been playing guitar over 15 years myself, and I chose to be like, oh, you're really good at guitar. Really? That's what comes out of my mouth. Like, because I got so nervous. Like, there's all these things in my head, like, I want to say, but, it's just, like, really amazing. And so there are also a lot of different celebrities that are supporting the event, from Jason Lee, who also, skateboards and
that's right.
Stuff, to David Spade, to John Favreau, to Chuck Liddell. I mean, I even ran it. I mean, there were so many people there. It was just, like, ridiculous. But they're all just normal people. And the funny thing about celebrities is most of them are, like, I'm 5'6", and most of them are a lot shorter than I am. So it's, like, really kind of funny because you're like, God, I feel like an ogre. Hollywood is, like, the land of, like, 90-pound people and, like, short people. But it's, it's great. I'm not saying they're all short, but it's just funny because, like, I don't think I'm that tall, but sometimes meeting people, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like a giant,
I used to work in country music, and a lot of people in country, for some reason, are tall. It's like just the opposite. Like Alan Jackson's tall, Trace Adkins, Toby Keith. They're all tall folks. And it was just weird, like, geez, it's like, let's start a basketball team, you giants, you country giant guys.
Drink their milk and moonshine.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Hollywood is a lot of, well, it helps them when they're shooting, when they're using the camera and they're filming them. If they're not very tall, then they can cram more into a shot. I don't know anything about filmmaking, so I don't know what I'm saying, but.
Yeah, to be fair, I would say, Conan O'Brien's really tall. Like,
that's true.
Jim Atkins was pretty tall, like Jason Lee. But then, the actors, more like the actors that go from athletic background or, everyone's all over the map. But just for the most part, like, yeah, that's just Hollywood in general. Like, anytime I want to feel good about myself, I get out of L.A., I go to another place, I'm like, yeah, I feel good, I look good. I come home, I'm like, damn it. Like, people here are like half alien. It's all good.
Stacy Clark, tell me about the song Anywhere, which you do with Kevin Alves.
Yeah, well, I actually wrote Anywhere. I was in the studio in Venice Beach, and my friend, Padre Moynihan, is like a wonderful piano player, and so he had wrote this piano song, and when he played it for me, I just said, I want to co-write with you. The song is just so beautiful, like, and he's like, okay, and so I literally just, like, wrote these lyrics and just about, yearning to, like, want to be with someone, you think about them, because I literally was just in this house. It was, like, this beautiful kind of mansion in Venice, but by myself, like, during the nights and during the day I was, like, recording in the studio all day, but it was really just, like, I felt, like, so separated, and I just, felt like writing something like that, but, my friend is a DJ, and he wanted to do a remix, Kevin, and so I was fully on board because he's super talented, and long story short, he did the remix, and I love how it came out, and yeah, it's awesome, and that's what the Anywhere song that you're about to hear is all about.
Okay, excellent. And was that Oliver or Coco that we heard in the background?
Let's go. She